So in troubleshooting number 6, in the previous one, we determined that the problem was with the service providers or the ISP's DNS server. We could reach it, we could ping it, but anytime we sent a web lookup to it for some website, it wasn't giving us anything. So what else could be problematic with that DNS server? Can I get to any other websites? No, just like before, no websites are reachable. Can I ping that DNS server? No. Okay, so the DNS server has either been taken out of commission, it's gone, or it crashed, or my path to the DNS server is broken somewhere. Right? Somewhere in the ISP's network there's some cable damage or some router that failed and I can no longer reach that DNS server. Okay, so now the question becomes, I need to take a step back. Can't bring up any websites. Can't reach the DNS server. Let me just double check to make sure that it's not a problem between me and my ISP or between me and my default gateway. So can I ping my default gateway? The answer is yes. So if this is you on the left, if you are connected directly via an Ethernet cable to that cable modem and you're able to ping your default gateway, that means your internet service between you and your service provider is okay. Now, if this is you on the right, you are the employee working in like a corporate situation in an office. Well, pinging your default gateway is good, but your default gateway, the router that's acting as your default gateway, is probably not the router that is actually connected to the outside world. It could be. We don't know though. That's the whole point. You're just an employee. You don't know where that router is in your building. You don't know if that router is connected to other routers. You don't know if it's connected to your service provider. You don't know. So, previously we determined that I could not ping the DNS server I was assigned. Well, can I ping somebody else's DNS server? For example, Google's DNS server. And the answer is yes. So like I showed you earlier in another video, manually change your DNS server to Google's and hopefully you can reach your website now. So at this point, what have you done? You've isolated the fact that you've got internet connectivity all the way through your ISP, all the way to Google. But the ISP's DNS server that they want you to use, something's wrong with it. Or they can't reach it. We don't know. Either there's a broken connection to their server's up and fine, it's happy, it's doing its thing, but we can't reach it, or it's down. Either way, time to contact your ISP. They should know about that. Now, what if I'm using Wi-Fi? How would I troubleshoot that same thing? Well, first thing is, we want to get Wi-Fi out of the equation. Let's rule out any wireless problems and directly connect ourselves via Ethernet to the cable modem. Okay? Let's make things simple for ourselves. Then once you're connected to the Ethernet cable, step number 1, can I get new DHCP information? So how do I test this? Well, once again, we use our friendly command ipconfig. So let's say right now I'm not connected to my Ethernet cable, media disconnected. So let's go ahead and connect it up. And you'll probably want to give yourselves 30 seconds to a minute. But within a short amount of time, ipconfig, and now I have an IP address. So if my Ethernet cable was actually connected directly to my cable modem or my DSL modem, the fact that I got this shows me I've got a valid working connection up to my ISP. Yes. Can I get to any websites now? No. Repeat from 5B. In other words, try going back to the DNS server. If that doesn't work, try going to 8.8.8.8. Now someone's asking here on the live question thing, can I fix the ISP's DNS server by using Google's one? You're not fixing theirs, you're just using an alternative, right? So if their DNS server is unresponsive, it's down, you don't work for them, right? You don't know where that server is physically located. There's nothing you can do to fix it. All you're doing is taking your laptop and redirecting your laptop to use another DNS server that's functional, that actually is working. And we just have to trust that the ISP will fix their own problem in time. But you can probably just stick with 8.8.8.8. A lot of people just set their DNS server to 8.8.8.8 and they just leave it forever as that. Nothing forcing you to use your service provider's DNS server. And that concludes that section. So now at this point, this concludes the series of videos on, if you're a home user, the various steps you can go through to troubleshoot your networking connections. In the last few videos, we're now going to shift our gaze to, you are the network administrator. You're in an office. And the default gateway, the router, it is a router, is a Cisco router. You've got some employees calling you saying, hey, we just lost all of our internet connectivity, it's gone. So now you have to answer the question, is it the router? The router they're connected to, is it his fault? Or is it something else? So the last few videos in this series are going to answer that question.